We are coming on the air because in just a moment, Greensboro Police will be providing an update on a July 4th shooting that left 2 teens hurt. Let's go ahead and listen in.
Thank you, everyone. As the chief stated, I'm Assistant Chief Ariel Austin, and I'm over the Investigative Bureau, which handles vice narcotics complaints, and I have the Crime Gun Intelligence Center and other violent crime units. And we're here today just to talk about how we got to the arrest of the individual who committed the crimes at the 4th of July event downtown. So yesterday, on Thursday, July the 17th, at approximately 3:38 p.m., detectives with our violent crime apprehension team, they arrested John Orley Mitchell III, and he was 17 years of age. And he was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury, assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, possession of a handgun by a minor, and going armed to the terror of the public. And the last charge was discharging a firearm within the city limits of Greensboro. And reference that incident on the 4th, Mr. Mitchell is the offender of the shooting of 2 juveniles that were downtown, and that being a 15 and a 16-year-old that was downtown at the 4th of July events.
So we thought it was important to bring the media together because now twice in 2 days we're releasing information on significant charges and arrest of juveniles. Yesterday we announced the release of a 17-year-old Mr. Wilkerson, who was charged with murder. And then today we're talking about an incident with another 17-year-old who is being charged with significant charges, assault with a deadly weapon, intent to kill, as well as the other charges that Chief Austin read out. We recognize that on July 4th there were 2 incidents. There was the incident downtown in Greensboro as well as an incident in Winston-Salem. The Winston-Salem Police Department was fortunate that they were able to take their offender into custody quickly and identify them as a 16-year-old. And I work closely with the Winston-Salem Police Department as well as the High Point Police Department, and Chief Penn is a great colleague of mine, and I don't know that I could have said it any better than what he said in his statement as it relates to the community and the issue that we're having with juvenile crime in our communities. One thing that we agree with Winston-Salem and its steps that we have taken, that we are directing our detectives and officers when possible to make sure we consider parents and guardians and their involvement as it potentially relates to crimes, whether they are directly involved in the crime or indirectly and allowing a juvenile to be delinquent and participate in those acts. So we fully support the direction that the Winston-Salem Police Department was moving forward with that, in that we are now directing our officers and detectives to do the same thing. Just to echo a few of the comments from Chief Penn, in that there are a lot of juveniles out here that are doing the right things, making the right choices, going to school, doing what they need to do to better themselves. Unfortunately, there is a small group of youthful offenders, juveniles, that are not doing those things, and they're making the choice to carry firearms, to get into altercations, to commit some of the most heinous crimes that we see in our community, as yesterday's release with a murder charge. So, we stand with the Winston-Salem Police Department, and I know the High Point Police Department has had some recent challenges as well. And all of us are going in the same direction in the way that we hope we can address juvenile crime in our community. I can answer any questions about the department philosophy moving forward addressing juvenile crime. If you have questions specific to either the case from yesterday or the case today, or some other information or cases that you want clarified, Chief Alston can speak to those. So at this time, we'll take any questions from the media.
Do you guys know anything about a motive for the July 4th shooting?
So, of course, the whole incident from July 4th, it is still under investigation. The only thing we know is that, after a lot of hard work by our detectives and our officers here at the department, we were able to bring some closure, reference that incident to the families that were involved. It's very concerning, when you have a 15 and a 16-year-old that is shot at a Fun Fourth event, where you have a lot of families, a lot of smaller kids, you have a lot of individuals that are there just to enjoy this event, and then you're dealing with gun violence. And we all know when you choose to blatantly shoot a firearm with disregard for public safety, you can injure anyone, and individuals that don't have anything to do with the specific incident. So that's concerning, but we were glad that we were able to bring some closure to the families. I know there's a long road to recovery for the shooting victims, but at least we're just trying to do our part to be there for them and the rest of the community, and and just try to combat violent crime.
And how are those victims?
I'll say this.
All right, you've been listening to Greensboro Police giving an update on a July 4th shooting that left 2 teens hurt downtown. Yesterday afternoon, detectives arrested John Mitchell III, a 17-year-old, for assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury, as well as some other charges, including discharging a firearm within the city limits of Greensboro. Now, Mitchell is accused of shooting that 15 and 16-year-old at that July 4th event downtown. Right now, there's certainly an issue with juvenile crime in our communities, is what the chief was saying there, and they are working to combat that. Now, this is 15-year-old Jace Crumpton, one of the teens hurt in the Greensboro July 4th shooting. His family says he was watching the fireworks when he was struck by a bullet. They say Jace is the oldest of 4 siblings, is funny, kind, and loves basketball. They sent us a statement in response to the arrest. It reads in part, quote, "As parents, we were forced to endure the agony of waiting over 3 excruciating hours while Jace underwent emergency brain surgery. The feeling of seeing our son on life support for the first time, his head wrapped in bandages, eyes swollen shut, and unable to speak was indescribable. Our hearts broke in ways we didn't know were possible. The bullet was removed during surgery, but a fragment remains lodged in Jace's brain. He has had to fight for his life," and they go on to say the individual responsible for this has shown they are a clear danger to society. Justice must be served. Jace deserves that. Our community deserves that. You can read the full statement on WXII12.com. We also have details on how you can help the Crumpton family right now as Jace recovers. We'll have more reaction to the arrest coming up on our news at 4 o'clock.